Welcome to the lecture series on apparel costing and export documentation, unit 3. So this is the third video under this series. So in this video we are going to discuss about the unit 3. So in this, so far we have discussed about the packaging and labeling cost, different types and functions, use of brand, size labels, cost of brought out components, thread ratios, thread consumptions, button consumptions, button cost, zippers and interlining costs. Okay. So the things which are left we will cover in unit 3. So one is shipment cost. What is shipment cost and what is the method or procedure which is followed for the calculation of ladies, men's and children's wear. In case of woven, knitted, we need to we will also see few of the simple problems. Okay, the packaging and labeling cost is the one which is normally main in terms of this one. We also see about this one of the example cost sheet by considering some components. So before this we also see a tech pack in this video. Okay, so the contents of this video are like this: the shipment cost, then what is tech pack, cost calculation of maybe one garment or many garment. The procedure mainly we will understand with a simple problem. Yeah. So if you see, the cost components of any of the garments are like fabric, trims, cut and make charges, then very value added services if you need, printing, embroidery, washing. Then in case of testing, what are the charges, quality charges, transportation and logistics charges, and profit of the manufacturing organization. These are the various components of the cost sheet. I think so far in the earlier videos we have thoroughly discussed about the costing of fibers, yarns and fabrics, that too in terms of wovens and also knits. And recent videos we discussed thoroughly with respect to trims, and cut make trim charges is dependent upon the country to country, company to company, place to place, it is going to change. The value added services like printing, embroidery, washing, applique also we have covered. And so the transportation and logistic cost I may give a little brief or input in this video. And profit, yes, it's depending upon the manufacturing organization, isn't it? So apart from the trims and material cost, the CMT cost, the main thing is the shipment cost. So shipment cost is also, or which is basically refers as the logistics and transportation cost per garment. Okay, so logistics cost means the movement of garment from one position to the another position. Okay, one place to the another place, manufacturer's country to the brand's country or the retailer's country. All these things comes under the logistics and transportation cost. The cost is mainly dependent upon what kind of Incoterm we are agreeing on. Okay, so as you already know, there are 4 types of Incoterms. One is ex factory, another one is FOB, another one is CIF, and the last category is DDP. Ex works means where the customer need to pay all the money until the goods crosses from the manufacturer's warehouse or factory, that is referred as ex factory. The second one is nothing but FOB, free on board. Say we are selling goods to UK or Australia or any of the country, whichever is the nearby sea or airport, seaport or airport, so there we will take the goods and leave. Okay, so whatever the cost which are incurred from there onwards, which will be borne by the brand or customer. In case of CIF, cost, insurance, freight, whatever the cost of manufacturing, transportation, insurance and freight for the transportation is also will be borne by the manufacturer. Okay, DDP means delivered duty paid, as like the Amazon door delivery service or Flipkart or any of the services which are generally be there. So in that, what will happen, whatever the taxes, whatever the import duties, whatever the local bodies taxes, everything including the shipment cost nearer to your house also, or your warehouse also, all the things will be borne by the manufacturer itself. Okay, understood. So what happens, the shipment cost will be very high in case of DDP, delivered duty paid, somewhat lesser in CIF, cost insurance freight, somewhat lesser in FOB, and nothing in case of exports. Understood. So it mainly depends upon what type of Incoterm we are agreeing. Again, the cost of this shipping cost will vary from place to place, company to company, and geographical location, local bodies, everything is going to get changed depending upon what is the understanding between the manufacturer and supplier. So this is very, very important to consider the shipping cost. Okay, it may vary between 5 rupees per garment to 500 rupees per garment also, only the shipment cost. Understood. So we cannot predict, based on the experience and specific working with that brand only, we can determine the shipping cost thumb rules. Okay, otherwise we cannot simply say that this would be the shipping cost. Yes, I hope you understood about the part. So now let us dig into the today's video's topic, that is what is TechPack and what is the procedure for putting up a cost sheet. Okay, putting up the cost sheet. So in TechPack we will see what is TechPack or spec sheet, specification sheet or technical package. That is what TechPack is referred as. Garment TechPack means garment technical specification package. Okay, it will deals with the fabric, seams, stitches, any special indications, all those things will be dealt in TechPack. The cost sheet means the procedure how it should be performed. Already by this time you all are aware that how to perform a costing of a specific apparel, and we will see with one of the example. Now we will see an example of a TechPack. So in order to bring out costing of any of the garment, the first thing which is required is going through the TechPack. So it consists several pages of documents, as like this one which is having 7 pages. This is again a very old data, since it will not affect any of the present trends or something. I have taken one of the very old cost sheet for comparison. Okay, like 2010. Okay, so this is one of the brand. Okay, one of the brand. So the spring summer which will be there, means which is basically for, and this garment belongs to men's category. Okay, and a knitted product, mainly meant for fall 2010. Okay, so this garment is having a rib collar and cuffs at the sleeves. Okay, so how it will be handled, you will just see. The type of fabric is 100% cotton and a jersey fabric, Okay, so this one, what happens, this is the primary important sheet in case of a TechPack. Okay, the specification, TechPack means the technical package or spec sheet, that is nothing but the specification sheet. So the description which is given, the designer, PD, who is that, and all, and this belongs to M size. Okay, so in this, POM is nothing but the point of measurement. What is the point of measurement? The description. Okay, neck width. Okay, it is seam to seam. The tolerance is minus 1/4. Okay, the tolerance means can be go with half an inch, sorry, quarter inch. Okay, it can be reduced by minus side quarter inch or plus side quarter inch. Understood? So in case of size excess, that means extra small, that means 32 to 34. Okay, so 638, 6 inches, 3 by 8 inches is the specific size for excess. Similarly, S, what is the size? M, what is the size? L, what is the size? XL is what is the size? Double XL. So extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, extra large. So this brand is having 6 sizes. Okay, 6 sizes. Okay, so similarly in that height also, whether regular, tall, medium tall, light tall. Okay, so 38, 40 and light tall means 42 to 44. Understood? So yeah, in this one, now what happens ki, so these are the various point of measurements. So the neck width, front neck drop, back neck drop, minimum head stretch. Minimum head stretch means minimum how much it should be. This minimum head stretch is an important parameter, specifically in case of kids garments. Why? Because many times what happens, the garment will be worn from the top, right, for the kids. So this minimum head stretch is very important in case of kids garment, and of course in adults garments also sometimes it is required. Then collar length, collar height, collar pit, and across shoulder, and across front, across back, then chest or bust 1 inch below the armhole. What is this? So this M is bolded, that means the reference size is M. The reference size is M. Understood? So these are the size specifications. It will be given from any of the brand, to use it. Okay. Now if you see the similarly, this is sheet 1, this is sheet 2. Okay. Why? Because in that the other sizes were not came, like medium tall or tall, extra XL tall, double XL tall. Understood? XL tall, double XL tall. Okay, so the like this all the specifications which will be given. Okay, all the specifications which will be given. Mainly in this tall and all, what happens, the chest and the sweep area at top of the slit, half inch, that is being changed. Okay, that is being changed. Okay, so similarly means you can understand that various types of sizes and all which will be there, which are going to change depending upon the size and all. Okay, sometimes width alone will change, sometimes height of the or length of the garment also will change, along with this width of the garment also will change. Now again, depending upon the size and all, the consumption is also going to change. The consumption is also going to change. Okay, so if you see the details of this page, in this one what happens, each page and all how it will be. Okay, means whether how much deep it should be going, something like that. Okay, like if you see, okay, so fabric is Tradestone fabric. Okay, trims is 4 holes, 20 line button, plastic DTM buttons. DTM buttons is nothing but die to match button, and 2 on the center front placket. You see, this is having the center front plate. This center front is having 2 buttons, 2 on the center front placket, and the other details are like thread color, die to match, then 5 needle cover stitch at neck seam. So whatever this neck seam is there, right? So here the neck, wherever it is there, so this one and all 5 needle cover stitch. Okay, and also at the armhole also 5 needle cover stitch. So 1 up 1 down rib at sleeve, cuff and collar. Say this is this collar and this rib, both will be having 1 by 1 rib, and 1 inch hem with 1/4 inch 2 needle top stitch. See this one, right? This hem, the hem is having 1 inch hem and 1/4 inch distance, 2 needle top stitch should be done. And the ticket number of the sewing thread should be 105. The ticket number is 105. Okay, so here also this rib should be 1 inch wide, 1 up 1 down, flat knit rib. So collar flat knit 1 by 1, finished with 1 inch wide DTM, means die to match, twill tape, set with 1/16 single needle lock stitch on each side along the neckline. Shoulder, then the number of buttons, how many number of layers at the placket, all these things are given. Okay, what should be the mark stitch? Okay, so all these details are specified in the tech pack. Okay, similarly if you see this one, what should be the thickness of button? Say this is under placket and this is upper placket of the t-shirt. Okay, this is where the button should come. Okay, this should be the thickness, and the buttoning should be added with shanking. Added with shanking, that means during the button attaching and all, this area should be given. Okay, so upper placket thickness, under placket thickness, whatever the upper placket thickness, that should be there. So the button sewing thread tails should be trimmed, and this trimmed thread should not be more than 1/16 inch. No looping thread or bulky thread nest, no nesting should be visible. Okay, similarly the buttonhole should be minimum of 1/8 inch longer than the button. Okay, 20 line button, whatever is there, the button hole should be longer than the 1/8 inch than the button. Then the knife should cut from bar to bar no more than 1/16 inch left uncut inside the buttonhole. You see how many specifications it will be given by the buyer. And the width of the needle throw of the buttonhole stitch should be adjusted so buttonhole, so it should be very close enough. Understood? So these are the various specifications which are being given, buttonhole and button specifications. Understood? Similarly, the trim requirements, like the thread selection, must be sourced from whatever the brand's preferred supplier only. Brand's preferred supplier only. And there should not be, means you cannot purchase anything from anywhere. Wherever the button is, all these things are known as nominated suppliers. Nominated suppliers. So all the trims must be purchased from the nominated suppliers. So what happens, the cost also, but the buyer itself will decide. The cost also buyer itself will decide. No need to go for other thing under. So A&E brand, now even Vardhaman threads is being taken by the A&E, right? Yeah, A&E brand. Then in that, this type of sewing thread is Permacore and polyester wrapped polyester core, then D-core cotton wrapped. So these are the type of brands, the sewing threads you can purchase. In A&A, these 4 types: Coats, Epic, Dual Duty, Astra, Gramex. Can use other Cole's preferred supplier for thread, need to use globally approved qualities. Understood? So for top stitch, what should be given? For buttonhole, what should be given? Now the buttonhole text should be 24. Polyester wrapped polyester core thread only. Polyester wrapped polyester core means if you are going for A&E brand, you should go for Permacore. If you are going for Madura coats, you should go for Epic. Understood the meaning of this one? Now if you see for top stitch, I am just zooming in for a little more, the thread selection and the top stitch needle recommended knit fabric equal or less than 250 grams per meter, text 24 knit fabric, and in case of greater than 250 GSM, the sewing thread should be 30 text means coarser. Okay, and buttonhole 24 text only should be given. And for buttonhole, it must be polyester wrapped and polyester core thread. That means either permacore or epic. Okay. Similarly, needle or bobbin or chain stitch looper thread, polyester wrapped, polyester core. Means in case of A and E, permacore. In case of coats, epic. Understood? So spun polyester may only be used. Spun polyester means in this case A and E brand Permaspun, and in coats brand Astra. It can be used only when the garment is not having any wash, or there is no shrinkage problem, or there is no softeners are being used. Only in that case the spun polyester can be used. On all other cases, generally this permacore or epic, that means polyester wrapped and polyester core sewing threads are recommended. Understood? For in case of overlock, looper thread quality, for overlock, spun or texturized polyester. That means Permaspun or Wildcat Plus. In case of A and D. In case of coats, Astra or Gramex. Gramex is nothing but a textured polyester. Spun polyester is less preferred, and instead of spun polyester, the polyester wrapped and polyester core yarn is generally preferred. And in case of where bigger packages and all required, there should not be any breakage and all, then the textured polyester also will be used in case of overlock. Looper thread basically for the looper thread. So yeah, this is about sewing thread. Similarly, if you see interlining must be sourced from nominated supplier. So collar and placket, Willeen SD3123 or Chaugars 2641, these are the manufacturers. PCC 1905, fused to top and bottom layer of collar and placket, and shoulder reinforcement tape. No jersey. If no jersey shoulder, neck shoulder tape is specified in construction. Clear elastic stretch tape, Willeen SF16 are compatible. Stripe match requirements, body, sleeves, chest pocket. Understood? Similarly, there are various types of things which are needed or which will be generally used in this tech packs. Okay. Similarly, the label placement. Okay. Like if you see, okay, so in case of neck seam or binding edge, 1/2 inch screen print main label, brand, size, content. Similarly, the side seam, okay, it should be 1/2 inch above the back. Okay, so what is the labeling requirements? What is the labeling for side seam? In case of labeling extra button, this care label and small label on top of this extra button is ribbed. The gap should be 1/2 inch. So this is the back, this is the side seam. How the attachment should be done. Understood? So all these things, all the technical specifications with respect to seams, stitches, all these things are generally discussed in the tech pack itself. Understood? Yeah. So now this is what is a tech pack about. So I hope you understood what is tech pack. Yeah. So now we are going to see one of the cost sheet for a basic t-shirt. So if you can see our mouse point, so what happens here, some of the details we have deliberately, I have deliberately removed such that sensitive information will not be shared. So since this product is a t-shirt, and this t-shirt consists of a basic bare minimum, as like it is almost like an banian or something like that. So it is for one of the export manufacturing. Okay, and the volume is in very high bulk. Okay, and this season is actually before 10 years, so somewhere like autumn winter 2012 or something. Okay, so some of the cost may be not relevant for today. Okay, so in this what happens ki, the segment 1, like what is the model name which will be there, the description of the garment, okay, and what color is there, and also what are the payment terms, who is the vendor and how it will flow, and the color classification, whether it is a what you call light color, medium color or dark colors. Okay, accordingly if you see in this cost sheet, first segment is the fabric cost. So it is a knitted fabric cost. So for knitting, what happens, the kind of yarn which is used is 92% of 30s cotton yarn, 92% of 30s cotton yarn, and 8% of 40 denier lycra, 8% of 40 denier lycra. Okay, so the yarn cost is, so this is what you call the yarn cost is 150 rupees per kg in case of 30s cotton yarn. So for out of 100 or what you call out of this yarn, now only 92% is the cotton and 8% is the lycra, right? So that's why what happens ki the yarn price in case of kg and elastane, this one. So for 30s cotton yarn normally 150 rupees at that time. So out of that, now if you see this formula, okay, so A10 multiply by 0.92. okay, you can see this one, right? Okay, where my this mouse pointer is moving on. Okay, so here is, this is the formula bar. Okay, I am just keeping it so the formula bar is much bigger. So the yarn, the cotton yarn price is normally 150. okay, so for 92% cotton and 8% lycra yarn, how the calculation will be done? I mean, this is the bare minimum and simplest form of calculations in this cost sheet. In the further cost sheets, we also will discuss various other things. So this 30s cotton yarn, the cotton yarn price is 150 rupees. Okay, so now this is coming to be 150 multiplied by 0.92, that is 138 rupees per kg. Okay, similarly the lycra is also there, whereas the lycra price is more. So the lycra price at that time is 445 rupees. So the yarn to which constitutes 8% of 40 denier lycra, 8% of 40 denier lycra. So for that 40 denier lycra is 445. So on weight basis it is like 4%. So out of the yarn which will be there, okay, so A11, that is 445 multiplied by 0.08. okay, so that comes to be 35.6, 35.6. So both together are nothing but the yarn components. Okay, so for this, the what you call the basic knitting charges 25 rupees per kg, and then the heat setting charges 17 rupees per kg, and the dyeing cost is 90 rupees per kg. This is somewhere around before 7 years or 10 years data. So what happens ki that time and all the dyeing charges and other things are also somewhat lesser. As of now, the dark mode of dyeing and all somewhere around 120, 130 now, but maybe 90 rupees at that time. Okay, or we can consider around 100 rupees at this moment. Okay, so then the compacting charges per kg. Okay, understood? The compacting charges are 12 rupees per kg. Okay, in case brushing and other kind of finishing and all is there, so we need to add extra money in that case. But right now this segment is not having any sort of brushing. So the yarn cost is coming to be, means the fabric cost per kg. Now the yarn is converted into knitting, heat setting is done, dyeing cost is done, and compacting is done. So the cost of fabric is coming to be 327.6 rupees per kg. So here we need to add certain losses like at the knitting loss and dyeing loss, and then the carbon brushing and other processes. So here we do not we discussed there is no carbon brushing or overheading. So the knitting loss is 2% and the dyeing loss is 7 percentage. So if you see in this cell, what happens, the knitting loss to be 6 rupee 55 paisa, so that the fabric cost is going to be an addition. Okay, similarly the dyeing loss also. So here the total loss is coming to be 29 rupee 48 paisa. So altogether losses, the basic yarn cost, knitting cost, heat setting cost, dyeing cost, compacting cost, all together the total fabric cost per kg. The total fabric cost per kg. I hope is it. I hope now is it. It will be much visible for you. Yeah. So what is happening now? The total fabric cost is coming to be 357 rupees per kg. Okay. In case of lycra rib bundle, means the t-shirts on the top bundle, the rib fabric will be used. In that case, that will be used separately. Okay. So here the fabric cost per kg is 357 rupees. Okay. Out of that, the total fabric cost per piece is coming to be what is this fabric cost is now here the consumption. Okay, if you can see, yeah, so this is what the consumption is 420 grams per t-shirt. Yes, the consumption is 420 grams per t-shirt. Okay, so unit is 0.42 kg. So that price, overall price is coming to 357 here, right, in the cell D22. Okay, so here the price, the raw fabric cost in this column number 9. So this fabric cost, this J9, if you see the formula, if you observe, is equal to G9 multiplied by D22. G9 is nothing but G9 is the consumption 0.42 and D22 is the fabric cost. So 357 multiplied by 0.42, that comes to be the cost of fabric. The cost of fabric. Okay. So here 149. Okay. So the total fabric cost per piece is coming to be 149 rupees 98 paisa. Okay. So section 1 is like fabric cost. So other ones like accessories and trims and embroidery, if any it is there. Okay, I am just zooming in for your better understanding. Yeah. So here what is there? The section B is nothing but the accessories, trims and or print or any of the other embroidery for t-shirts. Okay. So this is section B. Okay. So the B, one heat transfer print inside and outside plus fusing. It is like a sticker print of the brand. Sticker print of the brand. Okay. Sticker print of the brand. Okay. You could say that it is around 1 rupee. Heat seal label. Then leaflet. Adequate leaflet which will be used on top of the t-shirt, say 1 rupee 60 paisa. Then the barcode label is 20 paisa. Then wash care label is 90 paisa and size label is 25 paisa. Then traceability label, or each vendor will be having a small label which is attached to the garment, so that in future also from the retail store, if they give any abnormal complaints, like maybe a part of the needle is coming, so customer has given a complaint, so in order to trace in which factory and all it is produced, so this traceability labels will be used. So that is like 15 paisa. Then main label, okay, 1 rupee. Then sewing thread, okay, I think in earlier classes you understood how the sewing thread. So here the consumption is 200 meters and 2 paisa per sewing thread, but this may be very very low. Okay, let us increase 0.4, okay, and reduce the consumption. 200 meters means little higher, 160 meters. Okay. around 160 meters. Okay, again it exactly depend upon various other things and all. So 160 meters of sewing thread used for each one, like maybe minimum like 4 paisa. So 6 rupee 40 paisa is the sewing thread cost. So one string is used, so that string may be 10 paisa. Then satin tape maybe at the near the what you call collar. Okay, satin tape 4 pieces are being used, each one 1 rupee 75 paisa it seems. Okay, the satin tapes, so 7 rupees. So if you see the total accessories, print and embroidery, it is coming to be what you call 18 rupees 72 paisa. Okay, 18 rupees 72 paisa. And the third one is like packing. Okay, if you see packing, I hope you can see pretty clearly. Yeah, if you see this packing, okay, so this packing is consisting of a carton box which is having 4 into 2 into 6, okay, PCB. So 28 pieces are being used in one carton. Okay, and yeah, 45 rupees, 28 garments. Okay. So S, M, L, XL. Okay, S, M, L, XL. 4 sizes, each 2 pieces will be kept in one. So 8 into it may be like what you call 28 pieces. The combination may be different. So 28 pieces will be kept. Okay, so it is like okay, 6, 12, 24. Maybe any other combination. It may be having what you call around 24 pieces which are kept. Okay. So S, M, L, XL, right? So generally these are having 1:2:2:4. S, M, L, XL 1:2:2:1. Okay, so that 6 pieces will become. So these 6 pieces, 4 of these boxes, 4 of these combinations can be kept together, such that what happens, 24 pieces are accommodated in one carton box. Okay, and the one carton box, the price is around 45 rupees. So this formula, if you see, this J39 is equal to I39 divided by G39. I39 is the number of pieces divided by the cost of the carton box divided by the 24 is the number of pieces. So 1 rupee 87 paisa. Then the gum tape. So 50 meter roll will be used. Okay, and the cost may be around 8 rupee per meter. Okay, and the requirement is like only 0.5. So this J40 is equal to G40 multiply by I40 divided by G39. So the number of pieces which are going to be used. So understood, right? Yeah. So per piece garment cost. So for first of all, G40 into I40 means for one garment 8 meters is used and each meter is 0.5. So that is approximately 4 rupees. So 4 rupee divided by 24 paisa. So per garment the gum tape cost is 16 paisa. Similarly, in case of other gum tape plain or poly bag, 2 pieces are kept in one bag. It is a twin pack. 2 t-shirts are kept in a one pack and it is sold. Maybe generally this style which is done for exercise wear or outfit kind of thing. So what happens, per garment the poly bag cost is 0.75. So the packaging cost is only 2 rupee 80 paisa. 2 rupee 80 paisa. And if you see, the next important thing is the CMT cost and the margin profit. So SAM of the garment in minutes is like, yeah, the D is CMT cost. The SAM or the CMT cost is, what is that? The CMT cost is 30 rupees it is coming, by considering the SAM of the garment as 6 minutes, and the CMT cost per minute is 5 rupees per minute. Yeah, it is higher, but it depends. Okay, you may think that, sir, we are giving only 40 or say 400 rupees per operator, and operator will be working at 480 minutes. So if you think that, what happens if you like, let me open a calculator. Yeah, so what happens here, view standard. Yeah, so in the basic calculation, what happens if you see 480 minutes is working, and maybe the average operator cost is 400, so per minute cost is only 1.2. This is the direct labor cost. What about the indirect labor cost and all other overheads, okay, and cost of quality? Depending upon that, the cost per minute is going to change. Okay, so it is depends upon the buyer to buyer and how you are giving quotation and all. It may vary between 2.5 rupees to 7 rupees. 2.5 rupees to 7 rupees. Okay, and also in this case the SAM of the garment we considered only for what you call sewing. Okay, so similarly a direct ratio of 1:2 can be considered for the garment costing, means the sewing cost to cutting and all other spreading costs and all. So by considering those factors, 5 rupees directly, 6 minutes is the sewing time. So 6 into 5, 30 rupees is the CMT cost. So in order to manufacture what you call this t-shirt, okay, as like a simple plain banyan t-shirt with only one main label and one heat transfer label at the chest. So for that we are expecting only 30 rupees as the CMT cost. Okay, since we are handling all these things, okay, the margin will be included what you call as per the total. Okay, this margin of the total cost, how much? 10%. Okay, if you change this one, obviously the cost is going to change. Okay, in this Excel sheet has been made in that way such that it is going to do it. So each of the merchandiser will maintain an Excel sheet something like this, depending upon their company procedures and other things. Okay, so by considering this is E, the component E, A, B, C, D, E. A is the fabric cost. Yeah, let us see. A is the fabric cost, B is the accessories, trims, print, embroidery cost, C is the packaging cost, D is the CMT cost, and E is the margin. Okay, by considering A, B, C, D and E, okay, so what happens? It is 232 rupees is coming. Okay, so depending upon the euro to INR, in case if it is as of now how much, somewhere like 80. Okay, so if you consider 80 rupees one INR, sorry, 81 euro is approximately 80 INR. So what happens the FOB cost, okay, will be 2.91. So in this, the transportation, all others also we need to add it, since the bulk and all, and this is at very preliminary, just for understanding we have performed this calculation. So let me quickly review what we have discussed so far. This is consisting a t-shirt, okay, which is used for workouts and all. So basically in this this method, what we are doing, we are taking the fabric cost in terms of the yarn cost. Okay, say 30s cotton yarn, which is having 32% of cotton and 8% of lycra. So the cotton yarn is coming to, the cotton component is 138 rupees and lycra component is 35 rupees. Both together it is coming to be 173 rupees per kg. On this 173, the knitting charges for conversion into knitted fabric 25 rupees and heat setting 17 rupees per kg. And then the dyeing charges 100 rupees per kg and for compacting 12 rupees per kg. The total is 327. But we need to add the knitting loss of 2% wastages and dyeing loss at 7%. By including these losses and all, the fabric cost finally is coming to be 357 rupees. Okay, but whereas our consumption per piece is 420 grams. Okay, so by considering this consumption, the cost per garment is coming to 150 rupees. And then by adding various kinds of accessories, the accessories cost is 18 rupees. And then the packaging cost is 2.8 rupees per garment. Then CMT is 30 rupees. By adding a margin and all, 20 rupees. Altogether it is coming to be 2.232 rupees. By considering around 77.5 rupees per euro, it is coming to be 3 euros per garment. Yes. Yeah. So I hope in this video you understood what is TechPack and the procedure to perform the cost calculation of that can be either t-shirt, menswear, women's wear, or whether woven or knitted. So there are 5 components. One is fabric cost, another one is trims cost, the third one is CMT cost, fourth one is packaging and transportation cost, fifth one is the profit. So if you are clear with these 5 topics, that means the costing is done. Yeah. What are the 5 components in the cost sheet? One is fabric cost, second one is trims cost, the third one is packaging and labeling cost, CMT charge and profit. These are the 5 charges which need to be, means we should be thorough and having some sort of thumb rules. Okay, so this will be that, this so that whatever the normal costs can be considered for charging of these garments. So I hope you have learned something new today, and thank you very much for your patient listening. Stay safe. So if in case of any queries and all, how to contact me, you know that, right? Okay, so that's all for this video. End of this unit 3. Thank you.